The night that split us. I used to think those dramatic friendship implosions only happened in movies. You know, one explosive night that flips an entire circle of friends on its head. It always seemed too over the top for real life. Until it happened to us. There were 4 couples in our group, close-knit, inseparable like a second family. The kind of friendships that grow naturally when you live in the same neighborhood, work in the same field, and navigate the same life milestones at roughly the same time. The first couple had been married for 3 years and recently had a toddler. My wife Mara and I tied the knot about a year and a half ago. The third couple got married last summer. And the last pair, Nick and Rachel, were deep into planning their February wedding. Everything seemed solid. We shared birthdays, backyard barbecues, holidays. Watched each other grow through marriages, promotions, even grief. We thought we were unbreakable. Then came the night that shattered it all. The calm before the collapse. Rachel and Nick's wedding was supposed to be the next big celebration. Everyone was looking forward to it. The last party before the couple officially became husband and wife. Just one last tradition to get through first. The bachelor and bachelorette parties. Now, we've always joked about how outdated the tradition was, but truthfully we didn't mind. A night to kick back and unwind with your closest friends. Who would argue with that? Nick told us guys he planned to keep it simple. Just drinks at a nightclub, nothing over the top. Rachel doesn't want any wild stuff, he said. No dancers, nothing like that. Just a chill night. Teased him. Man, weak sauce. You're supposed to go out with a bang, not a soft goodbye. He chuckled. Hey, there's 4 of us. That means 4 different bad ideas waiting to happen. One way or another, it'll be fun. And it was. We headed out that Saturday, laughing and reminiscing, drinking just enough to get silly but not reckless. We told stories from our younger days, talked about married life, and gave Nick our version of brotherly send-off wisdom. Meanwhile, our wives were out too. Their destination. Some bar with karaoke and themed cocktails. Mara texted me now and then. She was upbeat, said they were having a great time. Rachel won some silly balloon popping game, she said over the phone. They gave her a bottle of brandy. So now we're chasing champagne with brandy. Totally classy, right? I laughed, told her to go easy, and hung up thinking nothing of it. That changed about an hour later. Something was off. I called Mara again just to check in. Not because I was suspicious, just curious how things were going on their end. Her speech was slurred. Not surprising given the booze, but something else was off. Her tone felt strange, tense. You sure it's just the girls over there? I asked, half joking, trying to make her laugh. There was a pause. Then she blurted, yes, course. Just us. She hung up before I could say anything else. That was the last I heard from her that night. When our night wrapped up around 3 a.m., Mara still wasn't home. Her phone was off. I assumed maybe their night had gotten emotional, the usual crying on the curb type of venting women sometimes do when they've had a bit too much. But something didn't sit right. At 6 a.m., I woke to the sound of her stumbling through the apartment, tripping over furniture, whispering loudly to no one in particular. She was hammered. Absolutely gone. Why didn't you pick up your phone? I asked, helping her out of her shoes. She mumbled something about the battery dying, then passed out cold. I stood there in the dark, the headache of alcohol and the quiet buzzing of unease crawling up my spine. Something was wrong. I just didn't know what, not yet. The call that broke everything. Barely an hour later my phone rang. It felt like an ice pick in my skull. It was Nick. She home yet? He asked without greeting. He sounded furious. Yeah, she got in not long ago. Wasted. Can she talk? She's out cold. Nick exhaled sharply. Ask her what they were up to last night. Because man, I just looked at Rachel's phone. Then I heard it. Rachel yelling in the background. Crash. Something shattered. Nick's voice rose with disbelief. You guys remember how we got told to behave? How Rachel didn't want me at a strip club. Said we should respect our future wives. Dude. They hired male dancers. At the bar. Froze. Wait, what? "I'm sending you the pictures," he said. "You need to see them." When I opened the message, my stomach dropped. There they were, Mara, Rachel, and the other two wives, all in skimpy outfits, surrounded by clearly male strippers. The photos weren't just suggestive. They were damning. There was touching, groping, kissing, and worse. Nick called again, even more livid. She crawled in drunk and dropped everything in the hall. Picked up her phone. And yeah, like a dumbass I looked. "There's a video. Want me to send it?" "No," I said instantly. "The photos are enough." But the damage was already done. The fallout. I didn't wait for Mara to wake up naturally. I shook her awake, cold and quiet. "I saw the pictures," I said. She looked confused at first, then terrified. She tried to talk her way out of it. "That's not how it looks. It was just dancing." I didn't. I showed her the photos. And then she stopped talking. I told her to pack a bag and leave. She sobbed, tried to say it was a mistake, that it didn't mean anything, that she was drunk and overwhelmed. But none of it mattered. She broke something that couldn't be fixed. An hour later, Nick sent a group text. "Wedding's off. If you want details, ask Rachel. I'm done." That message echoed through the rest of us like a gunshot. By the end of that day, 2 other marriages, mine and the third couple's, were in collapse. 3 relationships destroyed by one night of recklessness. What comes after? A week later, Nick invited us guys out. Not to celebrate, just to mourn. Not the women. Not the relationships. We were grieving the illusion. "How do you get so drunk you forget what's right and wrong?" one of us asked. "Or maybe," Nick replied, staring into his glass, "maybe you just finally do what you wanted to all along." We were 4 men, once married, now sitting in a bar, emotionally wrecked and full of bitterness. Someone joked, "Guess this is our real bachelor party." Nobody laughed, but we raised our glasses anyway. The night that tore through our lives like a storm didn't just end relationships. It exposed truths we didn't want to believe. About trust, about temptation, about the quiet fault lines in the people we loved. We thought we were building lifelong memories with them. Turns out they were just killing time before a disaster. And all it took was one night to split us forever.